All right, my tip for when you are cutting out your front pocket, especially with something that that is a focus fabric that you definitely want to take the most advantage of. So you have your drippy roses. So we need to cut this. I cut it a 6.5 inch wide strip, and then I need two 12-inch pieces for the front pocket. So what I do is I kind of shift it around in like that 12.5 inch space and see where things kind of land. And if you find, you know, a fun, I definitely want to make sure that one of these drippy roses ends up really visible on one of the pockets. So I'm kind of shifted around. Here's the 10-inch mark, and then there's the 12. So I think that looks really good. So I'm gonna cut one of those out for possibly the front pocket, or maybe the next one I do I will like even better. Front pocket, and I just had a thought as I'm cutting this out. So I'm gonna cut the 12.5. And I was thinking, instead of cutting two of my drippy roses for the front pocket, I could do the front as the roses, and then I have an extra scrap left over of the bottom, which I could do for the lining. And I think I'm going to do that because I think that would be a nice contrast when you open up your pocket and see this really deep purple on the other side. And I think I might even do that for my flaps as well. You have plenty of fabric. You can do it exactly as a pattern, or you can change things up a little bit. So that's what I'm gonna do. So I have my 6.5 inch strip that I just cut for the pocket portion of the front. And I have some left over because I didn't cut out the drippy roses in the lining. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna subcut this down to 4 inches and kind of trying to get my, you know, maximize my drippy rosage kind of thing. And then I need a 6.5 inch cuts for each of the flaps. And I'm kind of fussy cutting, so I'm getting that rose to be kind of in like right on the top of the flap, so we kind of maximize that graphic rose on our front flaps. So I'm cutting it 6.5. I'm gonna flip this over. I'm gonna give it another cut. So here's what my front flap is going to look like. So when I cut it and trim everything, I'm gonna have really quite a bit of this rose on my flap, which is gonna be super cool. So I think I'm going to cut the front of the flaps the same way I did the pocket, which is the front of it will be the rose, and then the inside portion of the flap will do as the hexie.